Should he survive to see one?
Right, we'll take a break here, but after you say we pay, and the lines for that are about to close, by the way, we're back with Jo, and this time a group of kids get to ask her the questions that they...
Great.
And kids are here, Jo's here. Just before we get to you lot, I mean, it is true about Hogwarts.
It is.
I mean, it's terrifying. How do they get away with
fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yes, Draco. The guy who plays Draco Malfoy is much fancied by
everyone.
By everyone.
Yeah.
Do any of the girls here fancy Draco in the film?
Not after
do you?
Cedric,
I'm not going to
You're not going to tell me, are you?
Don't do me a favour.
Okay,
right. Where's Luke sitting? Luke, how old are you, Luke?
8.
8. Have you read all the books?
Not really, no.
Not all of them?
Don't know who Harry
That's a good start, isn't it, Jo?
You've got a good story. You've got a good question for Jo, though. So what is it, Luke?
If you were a character in your books, who would you be?
Probably Hermione, because she was loosely based on me when I was younger. I was quite annoying like that.
What, brainy? Were you
Well,
very much a bookie?
Yeah,
A bookie schoolgirl?
I was that, and you know, that sort of annoying person who underneath is very insecure. Well, Hermione is a combination, I think, of my sister and me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were the one who'd kind of put people in their place with quotations and things that you'd learned.
Well, I don't know that I'd go that far, but I was swotty. I was swotty.
And she decked them with the left hook.
No, she was more the house elf thing. She was a bit more political, a bit more hysterical about...
Were you head girl, or were you not
I was head girl,
You were
but
head
that
girl.
meant being voted least likely to go to Borstal if you went to my school. That wasn't a massive accolade, to be perfectly
Very
frank.
funny.
Sorry,
Okay.
school, if you're watching.
Oh yeah,
Now,
sorry.
your favourite character is Luke?
Harry Potter.
Definitely Harry, is
That's
it?
interesting because not a lot of people like Harry best.
Really?
No, in fact,
Really?
it's a tiny percentage. I remember seeing a poll on one of the unofficial fan sites. Something like 2% of people liked Harry best.
Oh, I love Harry.
Yeah, Ron's much more popular.
Okay,
Well-
where's Ella sitting? There. Ella, how old are you, please?
I'm 13.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you if you've read every single book, but I'm told you have. You want to ask about a boggart?
Yes.
What? No, just remind us of what a boggart is.
You say spell to a sort of a cupboard, and then what you most fear comes out.
Right.
Right, so in my case it might be a sort of a huge spider.
Yes.
Or in Judy's case it might be me. Yeah, okay, fine. A boggart. So what's
So what
the
do you want
question?
to ask Jo?
So I was just wondering, if you stood in front of a boggart, what would you see?
I'd see what Mrs. Weasley sees in Order of the Phoenix. She sees this is a bit awful, but she sees her children dead.
Oh my God.
I know, it's a bit disturbing.
You are dark, aren't you?
Sorry. Well, I mean, I think for any mother probably that's the worst thing you could possibly imagine, and that's what she sees as the war is starting and she knows her sons are going to be involved.
Right.
That's
And
what she worries about.
And I've forgotten, how do you counter a boggart? What's the counter spell?
You have to learn to laugh at it. Quite hard to laugh at that one though, and in fact she can't. Someone else saves her from it. She can't banish that image.
you like Hagrid best, don't you?
Yes,
I love Hagrid.
Yeah, Hagrid's got a huge fan base.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wonder if Hagrid's for the chop. Shame, innit? You won't tell us, so there's no point in asking. Who else have we got? We've got George. George Lynch? Yeah, that's you, isn't it? George L there. Hi. And what do you want to ask Jo, George?
My question is, are any of the characters based on people you know?
Well, I did mistakenly say that Lockhart was based on someone I had known.
Oh, really?
Yes, and that got rather an annoying lot of newspaper space because they thought it was the wrong person. They went after the wrong person.
He's the very vain one that we were talking about before.
Yes, and I barely exaggerated, believe it or not. But someone I knew quite a long time ago.
Was he in television?
No, well, there are a lot of Lockharts knocking around out there in
Lockhart's in
television.
TV.
I love him.
So that was the only time I sat down and consciously thought, I'm putting X in as a character, and I did.
And did you like X?
No, I absolutely loathed X, as I think probably comes
Oh, yeah,
across
yeah.
by making Gilderoy Lockhart.
Do you think X knows?
No, I think X's egotism is such that X is probably wandering around saying, we were like that, she adored me. She wanted to marry me, I turned her down. Believe you me.
You know Carly Simon had a very private dinner for charity with the person who nominated the most, and she told them who was the character of You're So Vain, her first hit song, right?
Right.
You should do the same thing in a few years. you should say, I'll tell you
Well,
who...
I don't want to ruin X's life.
No,
Well,
no.
It sounds a complete...
I know, I still don't want to ruin that person's life.
All right, okay, that was a great question, George, which got us a great answer.
He's a Ron Weasley fan, aren't
Who's
you?
next? Is it
Yeah,
Sean?
Ron.
Sean?
Kian.
Kian, I'm so sorry, Kian. I do beg your pardon. How old are you, Kian?
10.
Okay, what's your question for Jen?
After Harry Potter, what are you going to write next?
Well, I kind of answered that before the break. I think I will finish another book for children, but younger, slightly younger children that I've got knocking around. So
it's a shorter
I quite
book, you
like
said?
it. Much shorter, yes.
And will you be really sorry when the last book comes out of Harry? You
I will
followed him.
too. I will. I'm going to really, really miss it.
Yeah. And Ellie? Not Ella, but Ellie. Hello, Ellie. You're 13, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you want to ask Jo?
Who did you write Harry Potter for? Was there someone special that inspired you? Or
Good question.
It is. I wish I could say something lovely in response, but it was really me. It was just something that I really wanted to write. When I had the idea, I thought that would be such fun to write, and it has been.
Did the idea just fall out of a clear blue sky? Or
Really did.
Really? What? Did you wake up at 3 in the morning with it in
No,
your head, or what?
I was on the train, Manchester to London, and it just came.
Just fully formed?
Pretty formed,
Yeah, it's,
you know, I'm not the whole...
Yeah, of course not.
But, yeah, the essential idea came, and then we were delayed, and I just kept adding bits in my mind, and by the time I got off the train, I had a lot there.
Yeah.
I really had a lot.
I love the puns are great, like Diagon Alley. Don't you love that Diagon Alley?
I like that.
Yeah, it's great.
And hang on,
Juliet.
just one more quick question on that. Oh, damn, it's out of my head now. Go to Juliet and I'll think it back.
Okay, Juliet.
Have you always wanted to be an author?
Always, since literally, as soon as I realised that books didn't just, you know, pop up out of nowhere, that people made the stories. I've always wanted to do it. I can remember being extremely young and copying words without knowing what the words meant. So I think it's just innate.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do it.
You loved words, yeah.
I know
And
what the
you
question... Sorry, Julie.
you wrote when you were about 5 or 6 and you used to write little tales.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what the question was. You obviously, because of the penury that you lived in that initial period, you were writing, we know, famously in cafes to keep warm and while the baby was asleep in the pushchair and stuff. You still write in cafes? You find your muse still?
I won't be saying where I go.
No, I wouldn't ask you
enough,
that. No, but you do.
no.
What,
Yeah.
just to get the buzz, the vibe that you found then?
I think it's habit. It's now so deeply ingrained. I write best.
Okay,
Fascinating.
we have who hasn't asked a question? Aaron, Nathan and George. So, okay, Aaron, very quickly, what's yours?
was it hard to think up the rules of Quidditch?
I did it all in about half an hour after a row with my then boyfriend. And I think that's where the bludgers came from.
Okay, and Nathan?
What inspired you to make such creative animals?
Well, some of the animals I make up, like the blast-ended scroots, are all mine. But many of them exist in folklore and mythology, and I've twisted them a bit to suit my own ends. There's not a lot on hippogriffs if you go looking, but so I just created my own hippogriff.
And George, you're the only one left, but tell us your favourite character.
My favourite character is Hermione.
Hermione?
No,
Yeah,
you are the
love
first
Hermione.
boy I've ever met whose favourite character was Hermione.
Really?
Really?
But did you like her before Emma Watson started playing her? No,
fancy Emma
in
Watson,
fact, you like Emma Watson. A lot of people
I don't
do.
blame you.
Go.
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is now out in paperback. We're so glad you came on. Thanks a lot for doing
Thank
that,
you
Jo. It's been a
so
pleasure
much.
talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow,
Thank you very
guys. Bye.
much.